I'm south of Ely by about 3 or 4 miles. For those of you who live in Ely, White Pine County, or you drive through on a regular basis, you don't need me to describe where I'm at. It's a pretty familiar landmark for the locals here. But I've got a lot of friends back east that may not have ever been out west. There's a few who have, and you know what it's all about with the mountains and the basins and whatever. But there are some who've never been west of the Mississippi River, some that have never been west of Colorado. But this is where I chose to live, and you'll see why in a few minutes. And for my European friends, you got the Germans, French, my English buddies, and my Italian buddies, a few friends that I made in Israel and Jordan and Turkey. This is the quintessential American West, particularly the Great Basin in the state of Nevada. And that's over my right shoulder, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, I got my camera all set up to take a picture of the scene that I wanted. The conditions aren't ripe yet. I'm set up early, but that's what I wanted. I came out here yesterday and it was ideal. Just the right light, the right clouds. Situation was just perfect to take a picture. But I didn't have any of my camera gear with me. So I drove home real quick and loaded all my stuff in the truck and drove back out here. And by the time I got out here, it was completely socked in. I mean, there were clouds, there was no light, everything was flat, the colors were all bad. But today, we've got clouds, and that's what I want. I want clouds. But it's partially cloudy. You know, I still got sun peeking through. The clouds are being backlit, which is what I want, and it looks pretty good. Now it's still a little early to take my shot. I'll show you what I've got right now, how it's set up right now. Let me get my camera going here. Okay, this is not what I was looking for. You can see that the sky is too lit up, the water tank is too dark, the vegetation in front of it, the fence. There's a lot of high contrast in there. The dynamic range is too broad for one shot. Now I can do a bracketing, which I'll probably do. I always bracket my photos where I take one shot at the proper exposure, the shot that I just showed you, and then I'll overexpose it, which will bring in the dark areas. It'll light those areas up. And then I'll take an underexposure, which will darken down the sky to where it's pleasing to the eye in a photograph. So, but everything else will be too dark. So with my computer and my program, I can sandwich them all together and come out with a pretty decent photograph. And then I'll work some more magic on it and get it to where I want. So let me set up for the bracketing and I'll take a photograph of it. Okay, I'm all set up. I'm going to expose it for the normal picture, the picture you've already seen. I'm going to re-expose for that. And then I'm going to expose 2 stops over so the darker areas will be exposed properly, and then 2 stops under so the bright areas will be exposed properly. And here we go. There we go. And in the computer, I'll put them all together and come out with a pretty decent picture. So for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn everything off and let the lighting conditions get better. The sun is going to set here probably in about a half an hour, and then that's what I'm looking for, is that golden glow in the sky. And I'll probably have to bracket again because the sky will be lit, but my foreground won't. And I want the foreground to be included. I just don't want a silhouette, and that's where the bracketing comes in handy. Edges of the clouds, they say that each cloud has a silver lining. Well, these have got an orange lining. Other than that, they're pretty gray. I'm going to have to bracket like crazy if I want any of the foreground to be visible other than just a silhouette. I've changed my bracketing to 5 exposure values in each direction instead of 3. I'll take 3 shots, 1 over, 1 under, and 1 at the normal exposure, and hopefully they'll turn out okay. I'm going to give her a try right now. Okay, that should work. That should work. But I didn't get the effect that I wanted on the clouds. Further south of here, I can see that they're turning out pretty good. That's the effect that I wanted. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll wait my time. We've got a few more minutes until sunset. And then I'm going to pack up and leave and go home. I'm glad I waited around a few minutes. The sky just lit up. The clouds have lit up. The way the camera is situated, it looks like the bottom parts of the clouds are coming out of the water tank. And it looks like there's a fire inside the water tank, and the fire is just coming over the edges of the water tank. I'm going to take a couple of more shots here. This is at f/16 at 1/4 of a second, ISO 50. The next shot is 1/30th of a second. The same ISO, the same f-stop. And the last shot is 2 seconds long, f/16, ISO 50. Fantastic. I mean, it actually looks like there's a fire inside the water tank, and it's coming over the edges. We'll see how it turns out, though.